Yo, what up? Welcome to Enters the Lab podcast. I am Deuce filling in for DT. We got C. Henry and we got J. Mick in the building. Lady E is somewhere doing her parental duty, so she may or may not join a little later in the show. But we got a good one for you, man. We're gonna do contenders and pretenders. Starting that series off, and the first is gonna be AFC South and the AFC West. Yeah, AFC West. But before that, we're gonna talk about this Isaiah Bond thing right after this. Yo, what up? I'm a little rusty on Enters the Lab, right? I don't
Right,
know,
so right.
like when, let me see. When the last time I was on this show, huh? Like, I don't know, it's been a while.
Been a while. Been a while.
It's been a while. But welcome, J Mick. Like new to the show. Welcome. What's going on with you, man? How you feeling, man?
Nothing, man. I just again through my last joint practice for the preseason. As I said, I'm a little rough for my team today. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was with the Lions, right?
Yeah, nah. I was with the Vikings actually.
The Vikings. The Lions, y'all was with Miami.
Yeah.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Yeah. Let's get right into it. So Junkins, right, was drafted by the Browns. After he was drafted, the case or whatever, the thing came up. This was around the time that the second round picks was looking for guaranteed money. He was one of the ones, but they end up just not doing anything because I still don't think he signed his contract yet, right? So they still have to, he still have to do it. So it came out the day that the charges are dropped, blah 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 blah, and he's supposed to report soon. So see, Henry, I'm expecting for it to be announced that he signed this second year deal, and it looks like it's just all right, young fella, go start your career. Like, don't do nothing crazy. But he is with the Browns, so they're gonna have tons of questions about it.
Yeah, man, I saw that today, and again, I don't know exactly what's going to be the fallout. It sounds like to your point that he can now move forward with signing his contract and probably will be allowed to practice and participate with the team. I don't know if the NFL will make a judgment or levy down some punishment for his involvement, but I'm just looking over some notes from the case, and it looks like there was no type of video evidence or video surveillance of the incident. And from what they're saying, there is really no witnesses of the incident. They only have what appears to be photographs from the young lady after the incident. So I'm interested to see how the NFL handles this, if they levy any punishment whatsoever. I don't want to, I don't know what happened here, and I don't want to be somebody who ignores the victim or whatever. I just hope that everything gets resolved. Everybody, gets the help and care and attention that they need, and everybody can move forward in a positive way.
J Mick?
I mean, for me, like, I don't think the NFL could really do anything. Like, it didn't even go to trial. Like, the prosecutor decided to drop the case. So for me, you just sign that contract. If you Junkins, you sign that contract fast, you can sign it. And to me, like, he the best running back. Like, I mean, I get that they drafted him and Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee, but I think Junkins is much better than Dylan. And that's nothing against Dylan, but like, Junkins got a really good skill set, so I think he'll just jump in right away, and he gonna be the guy. And I'm like I said earlier, like, I don't see him getting suspended because it's like he didn't get charged or nothing. He didn't take a plea. It just got it got dismissed even before it did all that. So I think he's gonna be fine. But if I'm him, like, you got to kind of watch you keep around you. And and I'm not saying that the woman is lying or telling the truth. I'm not saying none of that. But you just gotta like, you experienced this almost kind of threw a wrench in your football career. Could have killed all your earnings if you had went to trial and got convicted. So, I mean, for the young man, I just think that you need to watch, like, the people that you put around yourself. That's it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, man. It's just a simple way. You wanted to add some more here?
Yeah, already, to your point, I don't think he's been able to practice or participate at all with the team. So he's been behind, for some. I want to definitely say for camp. I don't know if this extended into the off season, if he was able to participate in mini camps and things of that nature, but he still has to catch up physically, still has to catch up mentally to what's going on. And again, he is a rookie stepping into a new league, a new game plan, new scheme, new speed of the game, new physicality, and you would like him to have had that experience. I'm not experienced, but already have hit the ground running. But with that being said, we're gonna see what he can do.
Let me ask, before we move on from this situation. How much of an impact do you think him being on the Browns is going to impact like his first couple months or his first couple weeks being back?
Go ahead, Jay, man.
I mean, I don't see the impact in terms of the team. I mean, it's kind of like so he never signed his contract, so theoretically never practiced. I mean, I assume he already got the playbook because probably when he got drafted, he probably got the playbook already. So he should have a good understanding of the playbook in terms of visually. Like obviously he didn't practice with the team or anything like that, so you can't really, it's one thing to do mental reps, it's another thing to actually do the physical reps. But in my perspective, like I don't really see how being with Cleveland would hurt his career. Like I think it's going to help because I mean, like they got a kind of, I don't say it's an unsteady quarterback position, but they got Flacco who probably going to start the season. He's an older guy, so I don't think they're going to be wanting to throw the ball 30, 35, 40 times a game. I think Cleveland, I mean, Cleveland has always been one of the roughneck teams. They want to run the ball, stop the run, and stuff like that. So I think. I mean, he might start off his career slowly, but I think at some point he's going to be the number one guy. Like, and so I don't really see so I don't see any way around that. Like, I mean, like maybe give him a month of the season, and then I think after the first month, I mean, he's going to be the number one guy.
Yeah, I think that again, if he can pick up on basically the scheme, if he's physically ready, it may take him a month or so, but. To Jay Mick's point, he's probably the most talented back on that team. And again, a good running game, a good running back always helps out a quarterback, whether you're old and 40 or whether you're young and just getting your first taste of action. So I think he can help any of the quarterbacks over there in Cleveland. I think he's probably going to end up, if he can keep his if he can stay out of trouble, he can probably be in the number one running back over there.
All right, Isaiah Bond, right? It's another one that also dropped today. That all the charges was dismissed, this and that, and his happened like either it was right before the draft or during the draft. Like I can't really remember, but I know he fell out of the draft because of that situation. And then it came out and simultaneously, like he had posted that he signed with the Browns, right? And everyone was like, all right, bet the Browns. That was quick because my thought was, the prosecutors and the lawyers, maybe they I'm sure they knew it may have been heading this way prior to today, and maybe the agent reached out to some teams that was interested in them for the draft. But like an hour later, Mary Kay Cabot, she's renowned, she's very respected, came on and said the Browns are doing their diligence on former Texas wide receiver Isaiah Bond, who went undrafted because of a sexual assault charge that was no build on Thursday. I don't know what no build is. Jay Mick, maybe he hasn't signed yet and is not happening today, sources say. Jay Mick, what you got to say to that?
Yeah, well, first off, I'm not from Texas. I mean, like this would be an easy situation. Like she done lived there for a little bit. Like no bill, like personally, like where I live in the Northeast, we don't got that kind of stuff. we just don't. So I don't. Not really sure what that means, but I mean, it obviously means a good thing. I mean, it sounded to me like he's about to get off. I mean, like that's why he probably said he's going to the Browns. Like when the news dropped, I thought, I thought he was a member of the Browns. Like I was not aware that the Browns was like, hold up, I mean, like they got to do their due. And honestly, I don't blame them. Like Junkins, they already drafted, so that's a different situation. This kid went undrafted because of this allegation.
Yeah,
I mean, in my opinion, he probably would have went third, fourth roundish. I mean, that's where I had him at. In my mocks, third roundish. That's where he would have went. But this was a serious case, so he went undrafted completely. Normally, a team will take a chance on you in the 6th, 7th round, and I mean, like, hopefully the thing would have cleared up. But teams was like, nah, we good on you for right now. So I honestly, I don't blame the Browns, but I think it'd be a good signing for the Browns. Like I think the Browns do need some help on their wide receiving core. And I think he would provide something that they could actually use. So I mean, but it's not just them. I mean, there are a number of teams that could use his services. So I mean, whoever decides to sign him, I think they're gonna get a good piece.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a little research because I'm a Yankee myself. I've been up all in the North all my life, so I don't know what no bill mean, but it says the grand jury has decided there is not enough evidence to formally charge a person with the crime and proceed to trial. So it sounds like he's free and clear. And to your point, he was a guy who was probably slated to be in that mid-round pick, but again, this happened before the draft process and he fell out. So he's gonna, in essence, he's lost a lot of money. To your point, Deuce, I've definitely seen on the reports that the Browns have not finalized anything with him. I think a lot of teams are probably going to do their due diligence on him. And again, we got to start looking at Cleveland a little bit different. We got the slippery masseuse guy over there. You know what I'm saying? We got Keyshawn. They might not, they might need to take a flyer on one of these guys, man, before they have too many demonstrators out front. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting to see how this one works out, man. But I guess again, I don't want to, not show any grace or whatever to whatever victim. I just hope this situation has been resolved in the means that is amicable to both parties and everybody can move forward.
So like I wonder when he put this. So obviously like he or his agent talked to somebody with the Browns, right? Like something had to happen for him to be able to post that, right? Now, I'm gonna go right back to you, Henry. Do you think that once this news dropped, even though he had preconceived notions that he was going to sign with the Browns, his agent started getting tons of phone calls? He was like, "Hold up, let's wait a second, right?"
So that can definitely happen because he is a free agent, like Jay Mick said. Unlike Judkins. He's a free agent and he's locked into no money at this time. So it could be okay. Yeah, we had a, I don't want to say a handshake deals. I don't want to give Jerry any credence, but we talked about maybe bringing you in for say $200,000 and a bonus here and see what you can do. But somebody else pick up the phone and say, "Hey, we'll give you $400,000." Now the agent and the wide receiver got to do something different. That's my commission being doubled, and that's your money in your pocket being doubled. So phone calls definitely, could possibly be made, but also maybe his agent was kind of trying to talk about something kind of under the radar. Maybe the Browns may have been the only team who was interested. And if he went out there and said things a little too early, maybe this can work to the detriment of him as well. If they haven't finished doing their checkup and he doesn't pass their background test or whatever the case may be, maybe this may, this may not do him, may not be in the best interest of him. We got to see how it goes, man.
What you think, Mick?
I mean, from a Browns perspective, like when you're not a good team, they haven't really been a good team. I mean, they made the playoffs, I think 2-3 years ago. But other than that, ain't really been a good team. So when you haven't been a good team, you got to kind of throw some of them rules to the wayside. You got to sign whoever you can sign to make your team better. So if they were to sign them, I get it from their aspect. I mean, from his aspect, I kind of agree with C. Henry. Like he kind of might have, so when they announced that he was signing with the Browns, what that told me was that throughout the whole process, he had been speaking to the Browns, obviously. Like, because you can't drop the news that you're not going to be charged with this crime that everybody thought that you was going to stand trial for. And all of a sudden, 30 minutes later, or even not even that, like you're announcing that you're going to sign with the Browns. So he had to be talking to them. And maybe C. Henry's right. Maybe he was only talking to the Browns. Maybe his agents try to drum up interest from other teams because there are other teams that need a wide receiver 2 or 3. You got the Steelers. I mean, the Commanders could use them. The Cowboys could use them. There's a number of teams because everybody wide receiver room not it's not exactly robust. So I mean, a lot of teams that could have used him, he could have just been trying to drum up interest for other teams. Like, hey, I'm free now. I'm free and clear of these charges. I mean, like I know that your depth chart at wide receiver not that deep.
Yeah, I mean, and listen to it. It's. I want to sincerely thank the Cleveland Browns, specifically Mr. Haslam and Mr. Burry, for giving me this opportunity. I'm determined to prove to the Browns organization and everyone who believes in me right for putting their trust in me.
Mm-hmm. And then listen, if we don't know nothing else, we know Mr. Haslam will sell you out because he drafted Shador and said that ain't my guy. That ain't my guy. So fresh off a case, and you put your own statement out, he might say, "Come on," he might give you the magic.
Yeah, no. We ain't agree to this.
No mouth.
We ain't agree to this. We ain't agree to this. That's crazy. J Mick, I know like you've been on the show maybe I think 3 times, maybe 4, and during the intro, you haven't seen anything Patriots. I just want you to know. There you go. I don't know. I mean, it's a little too much Commanders, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, a little too much. I mean, if I say so myself.
Think about the Commanders where I'm like,
but you do say, man, you do what you do. I like the touch. Man.
And you guys were good last year, so I mean, yeah.
But the sad thing is, I might got to redo it anyway because the guy that's on there might not be. But that's a whole nother story. All right. Let's get into the NFC. I mean, the AFC. We're gonna do some pretenders, some contenders, some surprises, and let's go right to the AFC South. Right, the AFC South. Which one of those teams do you all think is going to be a surprise? Now, with the surprise, I'm talking about a team that's nationally, locally is not expected to do anything major. Which one of those teams do you think can come out of there, make some noise, and possibly either get second in the division or even sneak into the playoffs?
I mean, to me, I'm gonna go with the Colts, man. Because the Colts is a very interesting situation to me because we know AR, they drafted him about 3 years ago. He really hadn't shown a whole bunch. So they decided to sign Daniel Jones to a pretty lucrative deal for a quote unquote backup quarterback at the time. That's what everybody thought. But their situation to me is they have a really good roster to me. I mean, when you look at their offense, defense, special teams, the players that they have, they got a lot of guys on that roster that are really good. And just the one position that they need is the quarterback. If they could just get average quarterback play, I feel as if they could win the AFC South. So I mean, to me, that's my surprise. If AR or Daniel Jones can give them somewhat average league average quarterback play, I think they got a good chance to win the South.
Man, Deuce, the AFC South, man, listen, it's a hard assignment because I look at it and you said pretender, contender, surprise. All 4 of these teams could be all 4 of them things, man. All 4 of them. All 4 of them. At least a pretender and a surprise because I want to the Colts quarterback away, like you said, Jamie. They got a great running back. They got 2 nice receivers. I like them. Drafted Tyler Warren. I will say defensively, not a lot of household names. I like Zaire at linebacker. If Latu becomes a good pass rusher, I think that adds a lot to their defense. But it's still something like a little bit missing for them. I love the receiving core. Like I talked about. I said 2, Pittman and the young man Downs, but A.D. Mitchell and Pierce, man, those are 2 guys who are kind of very, very, very underrated, in my opinion. A solid crew. They just need a quarterback. Jaguars, man, they supposed to have a quarterback. They supposed to have a quarterback. It was calling this boy Sunshine. They had a running back. He had a good year. He fell off. Now they got my man from Colorado, and I like the player, man. And I think he's special. I think he can play 70, 80 snaps a game if his girl at home keep him right. But we don't know what's going on there. I mean, I don't know. And then the Titans. You got Cam Ward. I like Pollard a lot. They picked up. They have Ridley. I like him a lot. They picked up Lockett. All these teams qualify as surprises and pretenders, man. So since J. Mick went with the Colts, I'm gonna go with the Jaguars because to me, talent-wise, they supposed to be up there with the Texans in this division. They got 2 great pass rushers. They got supposedly 2 able receivers. They have supposedly the sunshine over there. So I'm gonna go with the Jaguars, but I know they're gonna let me down though. I know.
Oh man.
Oh man. All right, J Mick, pretender. Who is someone that somebody said look, AFC South Snooze Fest. Who is someone that like the fan base or somebody nationally may have just jumped out there and say, hey, look, this is the team. Who is the biggest pretender in the AFC South?
I hate to say it, but to me, the pretender is the Jaguars because so I mean, like their issues to me, like so obviously I can't call the Texans a pretender because they've won the division the last 2 years, so everybody's picking them, and I don't, and like I think they're just for being in that spot. The Titans, I just don't really expect too much from the Titans. Like I think the Titans need another draft or two, and then I think after that in this division there'll be some sort of a player. So to me, it just leaves the Jaguars as I think when you look at their roster, they got a lot of good pieces. I mean, like people love Brian Thomas Jr. People love Travis Hunter, the kid they got out of Colorado that C. Henry just mentioned. I mean, Travis Etienne is like a fantasy darling for a lot of people. But to me, my issue was with their offensive line because last year they traded away Cam Robinson to the Vikings during the trade deadline, and they moved Walker Little to left tackle. And I just don't know how Walker Little going to do at left tackle. I don't really know how Anton Harrison at the right tackle going to do. The one piece that they did add from the Baltimore Ravens was Patrick McCarry, who was a sought after free agent. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that was a good pickup by them, and and I like them a lot. And then you got the defense. I mean, to me, the defense, like I do like the front four when it comes to the pass rush. I'm not really that in love with their secondary. I'm gonna be honest. Like I do like Tyson Campbell as a corner. He had a down year last year. And just other corners and safeties because to me their best safety went over to the Jets. So I'm just not sure how that's going to work out. And then like Trevor Lawrence is like trick or treat. Some games he's going to give you the treat, and some games he's going to give you the trick. So I just I just think that they're not going to be in for as good of a season as many people think they are.
What's up, man?
So pretender. I'm gonna go right to the top of the division, man. I'm gonna go right at the Houston Texans, man. I know they won a division. I know they probably expected to win the division again. They probably the best in this division, but when I look at them, I see they traded away Tunzel. I don't know who replaced him. They had already some bold offensive line issues last year. They have some injuries at the right receiver spot. They do return Nico Collins, but again, though, it's just too many problems. Mixon is out with a foot injury. We don't know. I haven't gotten any updates on when he's going to be returning to practice. So they may be the class of this division, but I think that they're a pretender overall. I don't think they're going to compete for a Super Bowl over in the AFC.
All right. I mean, he put Texans. I'm coming right back to you. Like, who's the contender coming out of the South?
So that's hey. Sometimes you got a mid division, and I don't think the Texans could win it, but I don't think that they're going to compete. They're going to have to get well. And I should say that. Let me say that. I don't think, as currently constructed, if they stay as injured as they are, that they're going to compete for a Super Bowl over there. I think that they're going to have to get healthy. Mixon's going to have to get healthy. We're going to have to see one of the receivers step up and be the guy opposite Nico Collins. We got to see Nico Collins go through a full season. And then Stroud's been sitting out or not practicing, very much. So all those things, lumped together with tons. So I can see a team winning this division, kind of like I shouldn't say the NFC West, but Tampa Bay is a team that I think that a lot of folks have coming out of that division, but I don't know if they really look at them as a contender, real contender in the NFC. I look at the Texans as the same team as a similar team in the AFC. I think they win this division, but I don't think they really contend for the Super Bowl in the AFC.
Oof.
No shade, though. Just saying. Trust in my eyes.
Boys. It's a crowd, boys, too.
Any pushback? Any pushback? I mean,
nah, Jay, make you up, contender.
I mean,
I mean, unless you was thinking, my bad, you need some more time.
No, I mean, I'm just kind of. I'm just trying to process. See, Henry calling the Houston Texans a pretender when they done been to the playoffs the last 2 years and won at least one playoff game, but both of them runs. I mean, I almost fell off my chair on that one. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So hold on right there. Hold on right there. So let's 7 teams make it.
Yep.
Right in the playoffs. They won a playoff game, so that puts them in the top 4 or 5 teams in the.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, are true contenders? Are they? I mean, are they? Sometimes I guess a conference can be super deep, but I don't know if Team 5 and Team 6 are considered contenders. I don't know.
I mean, but it depends on what you mean. See, here's the thing, right? It depends on what you mean by saying, is this team a contender?
Do you think they go into the Super Bowl? They got a shot?
Or you talking about for the Super Bowl? Like, if we talking about for the division.
No. Like, I'm talking about like playoffs, right? Because once you get to the playoffs, everyone has a shot.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so if you get to the playoffs, everyone has a shot.
I mean, but there's a chance, like, see, Henry not wrong though. Like, this division is it's a wild card. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen. Even though the Texans won a division the last 2 years, if you look at each year, they only won a division by 1 game each year. And I mean, like, the Colts was 1 game behind them in both of them years. I think last year was the Colts, and I think the year before was I think it was the Jaguars, because the Jaguars had the lead and they followed down the stretch. So it's not far fetched to say that
that was Peterson first year, right?
Say what?
That was Doug first year, right? When the Jaguars won?
No, yeah, Doug's first year was when the Titans had the lead and the Titans faltered and the Jaguars made the playoffs. Yeah. Because that's when they beat the Chargers when Herbert was up by like 25 points at the half. They blew that game. And then the next year the Jaguars had the lead and then they gave it up to the Texans. So it's like this, it's quite simple. So I don't have a beef, but I mean, to me, like I said, like my contender for the division is the Texans. Like, I just think when you look at the division, to me, they got the best defense in that division. Like, their defense was dominant last year, and then they added C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and they drafted some other guys. They added more pieces. So I think that defense, you might be looking at in the AFC conference, you might be looking at theoretically the best defense in the conference. If they're not the best, then I'd say the Broncos would be the best. So
now didn't CJ he tore something though, right? I think he out for the season.
They said he did, but then they retracted the.
They retracted.
Yeah, so he's not out for the season, but it don't look like he's gonna start the season though. But I mean, even still though, like, they do got a lot of depth in their secondary. So I'm not as concerned with that. But you did bring up a valid point. I am very, and I mean very, concerned with their offensive line. Because I mean, Tunzel they traded to the Commanders, and what they did was they signed Cam Robinson. I ain't really that high on Cam, but Cam,
that ain't no even trade right there. That ain't even right there.
I mean, it's not like so. I mean, you got
back right there.
Yeah, so you got Cam on that left tackle. They traded away. I believe when they got C.J. Gardner-Johnson to get him. I think they traded one of their guards, Kenyon Green, to them.
Kenyon Green went to the Eagles.
So he's not even there no more. They got Blake Fisher, who they drafted last year, who I don't know if he's going to win the right tackle starting job. Like, they got a lot of things going on in the offensive line. So that's why I think they're going to be winning a lot of games on defense to start the season. I just don't think that they're going to rely on CJ to lead them in that early in the season, because also they got two rookie wide receivers that they drafted. So I think they're going to try to lean on the run a little bit. And then, like, once the line kind of gets settled, I think they're gonna try to air it out. But so, like I said, CM, you're not wrong. But I just think in this division, I just think roster wise, they have one of the better, rosters in that division. And to me, they got the best quarterback in the division. And when you mirror them two things together, I gotta consider them to be contenders.
How long is Mixon out?
I don't think they give it a date though. Like, they haven't said how much time. They just say you're gonna miss some time.
He had a foot injury last year. I don't know if it's the same foot or not, but they haven't really given a timetable for when he's going to be back. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's training camp. I don't think they really have to until closer to the season, I think.
Yeah, that's true too.
But right now he's on PUP. All right, man. Yeah, that's going to be a interesting division, and I think like it's going to look close because they just are close. but it's not going to be like a dominant close, like they beating up. It's just going to be because of the competition in that division. And y'all right. Like I think anybody could end up coming out of that division. Like you never know. Like Daniel Jones might trigger 2022 or something. You know what I'm saying? So like you just
well,
don't know.
I wouldn't say anybody. I don't think the Titans coming out that joint.
I don't know. But
I don't think they can win a division. But if you tell me they finish second, 7-9, 8. I'm sorry, 7-10, 8-9. I'm not totally surprised by that because I like what I'm seeing from Cam Ward. I think their defense is decent, not great. If they get some play from the offensive side of the football, man, they could be dangerous. And they drafted a couple of decent receivers to go along with Ridley as well. And I think they got what's my name, who broke the bank the first time.
I thought
Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk, you know, so
I mean Christian Kirk.
And again, the division is not a dominant division. They could possibly.
Christian Kirk went to the Texans. Actually, he didn't go to the Titans.
Oh, Texans.
Yeah,
I went to Texans. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I mean, Tyler Lockett went to the Titans though.
Yeah, they got the old man Lockett. Yeah.
I mean, he can still catch the ball.
He can still play. But let me ask you: would you be surprised if they won a division?
Yeah, with the
Titans? Yeah, I would be surprised.
Man, I'd be there.
7-8 wins. I wouldn't be surprised. But
yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, like I think they're about a draft or two away. Like I think they're building up, and Cam. Cam Ward, I like Cam. I think Cam gonna be a good quarterback in this league. I mean, I just think they need a couple more drafts to kind of get that roster in the right direction. And
let me kind of mess with Deuce a little bit. The Tennessee Titans kind of look like the Commanders did last year. They kind of, you look at the, you know what I'm saying? You got a quarterback, you got a wide receiver, and then you got some question marks. You know what I'm saying? They listen. They might raise a little sand.
Hey man, look, man, it's good to want to be looked like, right? All right, so the AFC West, right? Benjamin Albright, like he covers the whole NFL, but that's usually his main. And he talk about the Broncos defense. And he talking about he said their front five is looking like the best in the NFL, right? And the first thing I think about is the Eagles. Like I've seen that up close and personal, right? So like when we think about the AFC West, who do you guys think would be the biggest surprise to win that division?
Surprise? Anyone not named the Chiefs?
Too much. Because I want to say what the Chiefs have won 8 years in a row or something, or 7 or 8 years in a row.
But you know what though? With that being said, though, I do think when you look at the Broncos, when you look at the Chargers, they are closing the gap, if you will, a little bit on Kansas City in terms of talent wise. I like the rosters of the Broncos. I like the rosters of the Chargers. I think the Broncos are a little young, especially at the quarterback spot. The Chargers, we just got to see. I like the pieces, but I don't know if I like a Greg Roman ran offense. You know what I'm saying? That defense is getting better, and I think those two teams have definitely closed the gap on the Chiefs. I think it still will be kind of a mild surprise if the Chiefs didn't win it, barring some type of injury. But I do think that the Broncos and the Chargers are going to be breathing down their necks, going to make them play for that division.
Yeah, the funny thing about this question is like it's hard to say the Broncos because they ain't really a surprise. Like everybody picking them. People picking them to get to the playoffs. People picking them to win a division. People picking them to go to the Super Bowl, the AFC. Like everybody picking them. Like that would be the surprise team. Like C. Henry said, because the Chiefs don't win that division 7-8 years in a row. So I gotta go with the Broncos because everybody expects the Chiefs to win. But me saying that it's not that much of a surprise because people love their defense. Like what Deuce said. Like they might have one of the best front seven units in the entire NFL. I mean, and that's not even an exaggeration like that. And I'm saying all that to say the CB1 in the league is in the secondary. Patrick PS2. So it's like that defense is fully loaded to me. The only question I got, like the offensive line was ranked top 10 last year too. They added RJ Harvey in the draft, which a lot of people love, RJ. A lot of people did. So they actually got a real running back now. To me, the one major question with the Broncos is Bo Nix. And to me, I think for the jump that everybody looking for the Broncos to take, I think Bo got to take a step. Now, if Bo plays exactly the same way he played last year, they'll make the playoffs. They won't win the division, but they'll make the playoffs. But if they want to win that division, they got dreams of getting further in the playoffs or a Super Bowl. I mean, Bo got to take that sophomore jump. And I got to see. I didn't like Bo coming out. Like, for those that don't know, like I'm an SEC guy, so I remember Bo in the SEC at Auburn. I mean, the dude wasn't good. He wasn't good at Auburn. I'm just be real with you, but he turned his career around at Oregon, got drafted, had a great year last year. We got to take that step. If he can take that step, I think the Broncos is pretty much going to be your surprise team.
Pretender. So I guess we got what? Who we got left? We got the Chiefs. Well, I don't think that's going to be it, right? Then you got the Chargers, right? I guess, right? I think they might have the top 5 pretender in the NFL, right? As far as depending on when you think about Herbert, and then you got the Raiders, right? Like I don't know. So like, go right back to you, J. Mick.
I mean, nobody checking for the Raiders right now. So like they're kind of trying to rebuild that. Then they brought in Tom Brady to be a minority owner. Brought in Pete Carroll to kind of get the shit right. I can't call them a pretender because no one really expect nothing from them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go with the Chargers, man. Like I know a couple Charger fans I know weren't particularly happy with the draft. Like some of them weren't happy with drafting, Hampton because some of them didn't like Hampton. I personally like Hampton, so I think he's gonna be good. But I think the one area of their team they did not address is the secondary. So Asante Samuel Jr. They didn't re-sign him. He's still out there as a free agent because I think he had shoulder surgery or something like that. He had some surgery in the offseason. So he's still sitting out there for teams that need, secondary help. So they don't have him now. They're like safeties. Yeah. Derwin James is back there, but they don't have another safety to pair with him. I just think there's a lot of hype behind the Chargers. And I mean, when you look at they won 11 games last year, but if you kind of dig deep into some of their games, like they didn't beat a whole bunch of playoff teams. I mean, they beat a couple, but they didn't beat a whole bunch of them. And I just think with that offense, I mean, Herbert don't choke in the regular season. That's not what he does. Herbert is fine in the regular season. He actually balls out in the regular season. So I don't think you got to worry about that. But I just think, you're talking about a Greg Roman offense. And I am worried about the defense a little bit. And I mean, I'm kind of worried about the offense because Rashawn Slater tore his ACL a week ago. So they're going to have to move Joe Alt, who Joe Alt is capable of playing left tackle, but now you're testing your depth on the line. Now you got to have someone, your swing tackle be your right tackle. Mm-hmm. And I'm just not really too keen on that right now. Like I said, like their defense, like the secondary, I just think the secondary needs work. And I think, in that division with a bunch of good teams, a bunch of good quarterbacks, I think they might be the pretender in that division.
J Mix. So okay, well, hey, listen, I gotta be contrarian. I gotta go the opposite way. Since everybody picking the Broncos, I'm gonna go with the Broncos because, like, just to your point, I like the defense, but I think Cortland Sutton is a solid receiver, but I still got to see a little bit more on him. Marvin Mims, I need to see a little bit more on him. This RJ Harvey kid, I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't see much of him in college. I've only seen really highlights and things. And, of course, the highlights look great, but I got to see a little bit more of him. And then we got Bo Nix, and everyone's talking about all these second quarterbacks possibly having a slump. He was a guy that I liked, to your point, probably the least coming out of the draft. And I think that, maybe he may have a little regression going forward. So I think this division has a possibility of possibly putting 3 teams in the playoffs. And I like the Chargers a little bit. I may be a little bit of a Harbaugh stan, maybe a little bit of the whoever the defensive coordinator over there, Jesse Minter stan a little bit. Go blue. But I think that they're going to be able to take a little bit of a step this year. I like the Amari Hampton pick. I like the Najee Harris pick. I like that they added Keenan Allen back to that offense to go with McConkey. And you got a couple of other guys. I think they got Trey Harris out of Mississippi as well. So I think they're going to give the weapons to Herbert to be successful. To your point, Deuce, is he going to step up and earn the crown that everyone's kind of giving him, or are they going to fall back to the wayside? So I'm gonna go with the Broncos, man. I'm gonna go with the Broncos as the pretender.
All right, we got nothing left but the contenders, and J Mick. Only teams I haven't heard is the Raiders and the Chiefs. Like,
Well,
so.
I mean, you know for damn sure I ain't picking the Raiders. I ain't doing that. Now. I ain't crazy. No, I'm not doing that. I mean, it's one of those situations with the Chiefs, man. Until you beat them, man, I just can't go away from the Chiefs. I mean, what they made 5 out of the last 7 Super Bowls or 6 or something like that. They won 3 of them. I mean, yeah, they got blown out by the Eagles, but I mean, in terms of the AFC West, I mean, like they're contenders. I mean, the only concern I do have for the team is the whole Rashee Rice situation, because when they announced today that his hearing ain't going to be into the middle of the season, at first I thought he might get 4 to 6 games, but something, I don't know, man. Like normally, like I think they said the league and his representatives were trying to come to an agreement on a suspension, and his representation didn't like what the NFL was telling them. So that let me know the NFL trying to hit him with a good size suspension, maybe more than 4 to 6 games. And so I just think that could impact their offense. I mean, granted, they have like Hollywood. I mean, like Hollywood is really good at stretching the field, kind of drops the ball a little bit, but I mean, that's something he could work on. And then they got the other kid out of Texas who's coming into his second year, Worthy. So I mean, as the season went on, he got better as well. So I don't think the receiver core is really an issue. Tight ends, not really. Obviously, they got Kelsey. I think Kelsey's slowing down, but but they got a couple guys behind him that are okay. The running back position is not exactly the strength of the offense. I mean, like a lot of people are complaining about Pacheco, his vision. And then the defense is the defense, man. Like defense has been really good the last 2 years, so I'm not really concerned with the defense. If I did have a concern with the defense, it'd be around their CB2, because I mean the CB2 was kind of, I mean it's kind of sketchy, but I mean their CB1, I mean he's in discussions for being top 10 in the league, so I don't really have any concerns there, and I obviously have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. I mean that's the key. As long as they got them 2 guys, I think they're gonna be fine.
And that was some more news that dropped as far as disciplinary actions that could happen with the NFL. Was Rashee Rice that his case is not going to be heard, I think, until like September 30 or something like that. So he's definitely going to be there for the first 4 games, but depending on what happened from there, the next 4 or the subsequent 4 after that next one can be in jeopardy, which goes past week 8 against the Commanders. But see, Henry, what you got?
I was wondering what the significance was there, but thank you for bringing me up to speed. But yeah, the Chiefs, man, the best coaches, offensive and defensive, some of the best players. Chris Jones on that defense. Those guys fly around the football. I mean, they got players at each level of the defense. I mean, and offensively, it don't even matter who they got, man. They won a Super Bowl with Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney out there getting major snaps in the Super Bowl, so it don't really matter to me. As long as they got Patrick Mahomes, man, they're going to be the team to beat in that division, and still pretty much the team to beat in the AFC. To J Mick's point, I like Xavier Worthy a lot. Rashee Rice, I mean, they're kind of retooling as they're going, which is kind of impressive as well. They got Hollywood Brown over there as well. And again, I don't know what's going to happen with Rashee Rice. He's going to play, like you said, the first 4 games. And if he is suspended for 4 to 6 games in the middle of the season, that may, mess up the continuity a little bit. But I think if he comes back in time, they should be ready to go for the playoffs. And again, they are the team to beat, not only in the AFC West, but in the AFC as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be very interesting. Those out of that division, do you all think we can get 3 teams out of that division? Maybe. You think we can get 4?
Nah, I'm gonna say
nah.
Personally,
the Raiders can be our biggest surprise, though.
Yeah, personally,
I'd be surprised if they won 7 games.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting 3 either, like they got last year. Like I think the Chiefs definitely gonna make it, and I think you got to pick between the Broncos and the Chargers, because I think you're gonna get only one out the South. I think you're gonna get an additional team out the North, whether that's gonna be the Steelers or the Bengals, and I think you get another team out the East. Now, who that team is, I don't know. I really can't tell you.
Hold on. You said hold on. We ain't jumped to the East yet, but you say, wait a minute, 2 out the East. Now that's your division. Now hold on. Yeah. Now who would you?
Two saying the division winner and a wild card team.
Yeah. We got when is the East? We sound like we need to do the East next week, dude. Sound like we need to see the East. I think they can get 3. I'm not predicting it, but I wouldn't be surprised by it, because I I think that 2 out the East is going to be a little tough, especially after seeing Miami today. And I saw those the New York Jets. Only person we ain't seen really is the Pats. Maybe, I don't know. It's going to be tough to get 2 out of there, I believe, man. But yeah, that's possible. Maybe not probable.
Yeah. Well, and we're going to see though.
I won't sleep on 2 coming out of the North though. I know that they tend to beat up on each other. I won't sleep on 2 coming out of the North.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely. I mean, like there are the West and the North could get 3 teams in the playoffs. That ain't that crazy. So
it's gonna be something, man. I think this year we're gonna have some real good football, man, down the line. Some real good football. But yeah, man, what else we got, man? I know DT and E ain't here. I don't know if y'all used to going 45.
yeah,
well, just an update from the joint practices, man.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. That's how it is. It's like, okay, let me put it out there, right? Like, I remember that year, the Kyle Hamilton and the Olave JMO draft. I did my first live that draft, and I think what y'all pick 8 or 9.
And I think they had
they
had 2 picks that year, didn't you?
No, we picked. We were supposed to pick 6,
and you moved it like 8, right? 8
yeah, we moved down and got Jameer.
Yeah, so like no, I'm talking about the JMO draft.
Oh,
Jameson Williams.
No, we moved up. We moved up from.
Okay, you moved up to like 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was willing to wait a year for that kid, right? Like I just knew he was going to be special. I was willing to wait a year for that kid, man. But yeah, all right. Lions, Dolphins joint practice. What you hearing from there here?
Day one sounds like it was all Lions. And especially offensively, we needed that. We needed that type of day because our offense have been having some rough days dealing with our defense in practice. But if you guys are online, I'm sure you're seeing the clips of Amon-Ra St. Brown going crazy. I think he had caught 7 touchdowns in total over the 2-hour practice. Was killing guys in the 1-on-1s, 7-on-7s, down 11-on-11 drills. Aiden Hutchinson seems to be a force to be reckoned with. Multiple sacks reported. They said that they had to, stop blowing the whistle when he was coming through so they could complete the play. So he's doing his thing, man. And the secondary looks to be very, very, very sticky. Terrion Arnold returned to practice on the second day. He was sitting out with a little bit of a hamstring injury, but looking good for Detroit, man. The second day, Miami came with a little bit more fire. Their offense scored a couple of touchdowns against our defense in the red zone drills. And they were a little bit more fiery today. Devin Achane made a couple of plays in the run game. But again, though, overall, the Lions offense had their way with the Miami Dolphins defense. So our front is coming together. The offense is coming together, it seems like. And for those who had a lot of, a lot of trepidation about our coaching situation, sounds like our coaches are starting to gel a little bit. So I think we'll be all right.
Man, I'm gonna say it like this, man. I mean, for me, that's one of my division rivals. So anytime I see the Dolphins struggling, I'm gonna smile all day long, especially the Dolphins. That's the one team out of it that I hate the most. Like I hate them more than the Bills, and I hate them more than the Jets. So anytime I see them doing bad, and I'm just gonna smile. And I mean, that's what I heard the same thing. I heard. St. Brown was going fed on them yesterday, and I heard J-Mo was doing the same today.
Right,
Man, they posted a clip. J-Mo just, bro. Did y'all see it? I think I shared it to y'all. I think I put it in the.
Yeah, I seen it on my video earlier today.
It's hard to keep up with that brother, man. It's hard to keep up with him, man.
Oh my gosh, man.
But yeah, I mean, like J-Mo, like it's kind of what Deuce was saying. A lot of teams was willing to take him in that first round and wait. I mean, wait, because I think he came in the draft. Well, he came in the draft hurt, and then he was going to be suspended too, or something like that. It was something like that.
He got hurt, and then he got to gambling.
Yeah,
had too much time on his hands.
Too much time on his hands at home. Yeah.
He
was suspended the first 4 games, I think.
Yeah.
That following year. Yeah.
Good kid, young kid, humble kid, very, very talented. Had the injury, of course, and then had some growing pains, but he's faced all of the issues head on. Took him on the chin, man, and has come back a better person. So I like that about the young man. He's resilient, and he again faces his mistakes and says, "Hey, I'm gonna try to get better." You know what I mean? And he's doing his thing, man. And you can just see the development happening more route running, more refined route running, I should say, better concentration on the ball. I think with him having someone like a Amon-Ra St. Brown to look at and see the work that he puts in and day out and be a mentor to him, I think is definitely influential for him. So I think it's a good mix, man. He came to the right team. I think they're doing a great job of developing him.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing about the lines and hearing people talk, people thought like, yeah, y'all lost 8-9 coaches. They was expecting to fall off. But I'm like, man, the talent is still there. Like, I mean, the coaching might not be there, but the talent is there. And with just the talent alone, they're going to win double digits, in my opinion. So, I mean, it's just how the coaching can kind of amplify the talent. And if they can get up to that 14, 15 win range, that's what the question is. Like I said, I think they're going to win at least 10, 11 games. I think that's the floor. But if they get the good coaching.
So, I'm not going to lie to you. The push for 14 and 15 last year, I think hurt us a little bit. And I say that because we were kind of beat up, and we in our mindset, we made it the goal to get the number one pick. I'm sorry, to get the number one seed and play that home game. Yeah. And I think once that happened, you put that you lump that with the injuries and with the newfound success that we're having. The coaches are wanted, and they're taking, you know what I'm saying, interviews and things. All that stuff together, I think, was a bad mix, and we couldn't rest guys. So to me, if you ask me number one seed or not, yes, I prefer it. But if you tell me I can rest a guy or two or not go as hard in week 17 and 18 and maybe end up with a number 2 or number 3 seed, then I'm with that. I'm with that. Because I'd rather be healthy and take the role into the game than be unhealthy, sit for a week, and then have to play a team that's hot. I learned that. I learned from that. You know what I'm saying? Every year is a learning experience.
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact.
All right. J. Mick, I think we spent the last 10 minutes talking about
Tell us about JJ and Drake, man.
Yeah, I'm seeing like the Drake thing has been it's been interesting because like we had 2 days of joint practices, right? So like the first day, in my opinion, I think the Patriots won the day pretty much. Drake was pretty. I mean, he made a lot of splash plays. I mean, like what I mean, there was a 70-yard pass to Travion, who was our running back we drafted out of Ohio State. So he made that splash play, and then Keyshawn Butte was making like 40, 50-yard catches. So we had a lot of splash plays on the first day of training camp. I mean, like the offensive line wasn't the best. I think they said that we gave up 5 sacks. So I mean, like it was a work in progress. Vikings, JJ was kind of on and off. Like, he made some throws, but he missed some throws, which I've been telling people about JJ. I can't say he's going to be really good or really bad. I just don't know. But I do think what you're going to see from him missing a whole year of not playing football, and I mean, let's face it, like Michigan, they didn't make him throw the ball a lot. I mean, he threw it a good amount, but he just didn't. I mean, they didn't depend on him to throw for them to throw to win. So I think with the Vikings, when you walk in this year, like I think you're going to see a lot of inconsistency from JJ. I think you're going to see him make some incredible throws. And I think you're going to see him just kind of miss some layups at times. And I think he's just going to have to work through that consistency. And from day one of training, I mean, day one of our joint practices, that's kind of what we saw. Now, I mean, day 2 was a different JJ. I mean, like JJ, and I can admit this, like, JJ was torching our secondary. Now, I'm not going to lie to the people.
Talk to him, Jay. Talk to him, Jay Mick.
Yeah. I mean, he was torching the secondary, but I will put in the side note that our top 2 corners is not practicing. I put that little side note in there though. But I mean, like he was out there though. I mean, he was on fire. I think today he only missed about 2 or 3 throws. I think he was like 14 for 17. So I mean, like, the dude was making all the throws, making all the deep throws, intermediate, short throws. I mean, he was really good today. Patriots side, the Patriots offensive line was pretty bad today. I think Will Campbell gave up 3 sacks by himself. Jared Wilson, like the guard, the guy we had started at left guard who drafted out of Georgia, he tried to go today, but I mean, he's dealing with something, so he didn't practice, and that kind of put the line in flux. And I mean, like the line just could not block. I think his name is Jonathan Grenard. Like we could not block that today. Like he was going crazy today. Yeah. So I mean, Drake didn't have a lot of time to throw, but I mean, like the plays that he did have time to throw, I mean, like he had some really good, completions and things like that. So Patriot wise, I mean, like going into this week against the Vikings, like I knew it was going to be a challenge because they got a pretty good D line. I'd say they got a top 10 D line in football. So I knew that was going to be an issue with our line not being. Our line was one of the worst last year. I mean, like we added some pieces to try to improve it, So I mean, like that's going to be a work in progress. So I mean, for the most part, I was happy with the team's performance. But they kind of got to get the offensive line, kind of fixed, because the first month of the season, I mean, we faced a lot of edge pass rushers, so they're going to have to deal with that. So that I mean, the coaches got some work to do.
Yeah, Grenard, Van Ginkel, and they got the guy from Alabama from a year or two.
Allen, right?
Yeah. No, not just Allen. What's my man's name? Dallas? Is it Dallas something? I almost said Dallas Austin.
I think this was like Dallas. Is it Dallas?
Turner.
Turner.
There you go. Shout out to Dallas Austin.
Yeah, but I think I don't think he didn't practice at all this week, so he wasn't even there. So
the Vikings, man, they gotta people sleep on their roster a little bit. I think they're a top 10 roster in the league. Quarterback is going to be a big, question for them. And again, I'm definitely a JJ fan, and I think that as folks see more of him, I know that he didn't have the big passing games at Michigan, but I think when he was asked to make big plays in the passing game, he did what needed to be done. But I think in this type of offense with the type of offensive coordinator, that he's going to be, they're going to cut the unlock him, if you will, and he's got the weapons, man, to make all the throws on the outside. And I think one thing that a lot of people don't understand about him is physically, the physical gifts, they may not jump out at you. You know what I'm saying? But I think mentally, the way he prepares, the way he studies the game, the way he is a leader on the field, and he's locked in, I think that's going to be something that can definitely uplift the Minnesota Vikings. So how was Drake May looking, though? That's the big question. Is he going to take that next step?
I mean, Drake May was on fire the first day. He had like I said, like most of those he made on the first day, made a lot of splash plays on the first day. Today, with the offensive line struggling, and there was just a lot of pressure coming his way. So I mean, the throws that when he did have a clean pocket, like he was making those throws. But I mean, like the some of the plays where he was pressured on, I mean, like he had to take sacks. I mean, the one good thing I can say is he didn't really turn over the ball too much in both joint practice. I think he only threw one pick in both joint practices, so he wasn't turning over the ball too much. For me and Drake May, I think that's the one area of play where he got to clean up from last year, where like he's got to cut down on the turnovers. Like we're not going to have a super explosive offense. The defense should be better, but I mean, with the offense that we have, the line that we have, the receivers that we have, you got to minimize throwing picks and fumbling the ball. So I was happy to see, because what happened in the last preseason game, he only played one series, and he fumbled in that one series. And I mean, we were pressured by like Will Campbell, Jarrett Wilson. Yes, the pressure came because they miscommunicated on a twist, but you still can't fumble the ball like he did. Like sometimes you got to know when the journey is over and just going to take the sack and just go to the next play. So that's what I was happy to see in joint practices this week, that he didn't really turn over the ball. So I'm happy with that. I anticipate he'll play a series or two, because like the offense that he's running is brand new, even though he played last year. It's a whole new offense. So I think they got to give him as many reps as he can get going into the season.
And how's Diggs and May?
I mean, the Diggs and May connection going kind of strong. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, like Diggs was, torching Jeff Okudah yesterday, and like,
oh my god, did you see that route? Oh my gosh!
Oh
my gosh!
But I mean, Diggs looks on track to play week 1. I mean, like Diggs looking real healthy to me, man. Like I think Diggs is in a good spot. But I mean, like for those that don't watch the Patriots a lot, like a guy, and for the people watching, if you play fantasy, a name for our offense that you got to learn is Pop Douglas. Pop is our slot guy. Yeah. Guy is he's hard as hell to cover in the slot.
Yeah, he gave us the business. He gave us the business last week.
I mean, he's gonna get a lot of targets. Yeah, he's gonna get a good amount of yards. I mean, I got him at about anywhere between 800 to 1,000 yards this year with probably about 4 or 5 touchdowns. So I mean, he's a guy to watch for fantasy.
Wait a minute, you say who this? His name was what now?
Pop Douglas.
So getting back to the Diggs questions, and I kind of wanted to piggyback off that. Is he becoming the number one? Who is becoming the number one receiver for you guys? I know you guys have invested a lot of capital in that wide receiver room through the draft and free agency. So who's developing? I'm trying to find me a little cheap stack in my 2 QB league. So can I get Drake May and Pop Douglas, or Drake May and Diggs, or what should I do?
Diggs is going to be the number one guy. I think Diggs is going to be on the field more than Pop, because Pop is not the best blocker, and he's a smaller guy. So I mean, situation is like, I mean, like when we're running different personnel groups, and when we're going to be running the ball, obviously we're going to have a healthy dose of running the ball. So I just don't know how much he's going to be on the field for that part of the game plan. But I mean, like third downs, second and shorts, he's going to definitely be in there. But like the number one guy is definitely Diggs is taking like the leadership role in that room. Like you said, like we got a lot of young guys in that room, and he's kind of like the guys kind of just gravitate to him. Like they, I mean, everything he says, like they're hanging on to everything he says. So I mean, to me, like how he looks, I mean, he gonna be the number one guy. Like when we throw it, he gonna be the number one option. So, I mean, like the only thing I caution people on is as long as the line could block it up long enough for Drake to get him the ball, like that's the one thing I tell folks. So,
and I got one last question, man.
Yep.
Ramondre and Travion, man, is that going to be like a 1-2 punch? Because I was actually very impressed with how Ramondre ran the ball, and then I heard he got injured. So, what's the story on the injury, and are they looking to be a 1-2 combo, or is Travion going to take over that spot?
Yeah, I mean, the injury, I'm not like they're saying he got injured in the preseason game, but he was on the practice. So he just didn't do the joint practices. He was on like the bike, and he was doing like individual drills, like the trainings and stuff like that. I think it's more of like precautionary. Like I think it'll be fine for the season. I mean, but I think the whole plan is like if I mean, because obviously like I mean, like you're a Michigan fan, so like you're in that conference. Travion, when he was by himself, he he's carrying the load by himself. He was getting hurt. The 1 year he had Junkins with him, he didn't get hurt. So I think that's the plan for the Patriots. Like I think it's going to be a 1-2 punch. I think the one is going to be Mondre because I think I mean, like when you look at Vrabel in his history, he likes that kind of bigger back, bruiser back, and that's what Mondre is. But I think they're going to sprinkle in Travion as well, definitely on third down because coming into the draft, his elite skill was pass blocking, pass pro. But I mean, he can also catch the ball in the backfield as well. So from a fantasy perspective, I don't think you can go wrong with either guy. I wouldn't necessarily draft either guy early. The only thing is with the whole Travion business him returning that kick last week against the Commanders, I think a lot of people.
All right.
And so,
let him talk.
So he might go earlier than I expect. Like I thought Travion might go like 4th, 5th round, maybe 6th round, but he might. I mean, if he keep performing in the preseason, like if he perform this week against the Vikings, if he play next week against the Giants, his stock might keep rising and rising.
Why is he playing though?
Say what?
Why would he play against the Giants? I mean,
Right, Vrabel, man, old school.
I mean, he's a rookie, man. Like
old school. You got him returning kicks and everything.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's gonna play the whole game, but I mean, he probably gonna play at least a series or two. I would think just to kind of get him used to the system and all that. Because like I mean, it's a new system for him too. Like it's a new system for everybody in that offense. Yeah. So I mean, hopefully they play and nobody get hurt. Like that's because that's the one thing about my team is like we can't afford any injuries. Like the only position group that we can afford injuries on is the defensive line. That's it. I mean, anywhere else, corner, offensive line, running back, quarterback, we gonna have an issue. So,
all right, man, this is a good show. This is good. I hope DT and E is proud of me. You want to throw your shows out there for this week, Mick?
Yeah, man, I got a show coming up Saturday, 11:15. The Check Down podcast. We are doing the state of the AFC North, so we're going to the projects. That's what we're doing. So I mean, like you catch me, Smitty, Certified, and Pop at 11:15 on a Saturday morning.
Hey, Henry,
I ain't got nothing coming.
Going on with sports rap. What's going on with sports rap?
Man, I got to get back on it, man. But it's coming. But next week enters the lab right here, 7 p.m., baby.
Yeah.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all time. We know your time is very valuable for you to spend it with us. We absolutely appreciate it. DT, why are you in the comments? I thought you supposed to be working on that speech. That speech. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Uh-oh.
Appreciate that. One beat, one sound, one heart, one love.